on, so it's a little like in here. And yeah, so I gotta do laundry. How's everybody doing this morning? Guten Morgen. I have about 50 new mosquito bites, so welcome to Florida. Lovey, hold on, honey. Buddy's being very oh, Jenny. Anyways, let's just get right to it. You know, never fail. If I had a camera, you know, I thought live streaming would be fun because a lot of people have told me, you know, your life is like a reality show. If only I had a camera last night, you guys, following me around, you guys would have been like, what in the hell is going on? Straight comedy. It was going to be a beautiful day today. It's very windy here. I gotta turn that generator off. Hold on. You're such a swooper. The moment I get out, she has a spot. Italian guy's gone. I wait till I tell you guys this story. I'm trying to pull it together a little bit. It was a rough night. I slept in a parking lot in front of a sushi restaurant after I got... It's a lot. You know, you probably shouldn't fuck with... At least I didn't fuck, but at least, you know, probably shouldn't hang out with like Muslim extremists, I guess you might want to call them. I don't know. It's an interesting type. I have a better understanding of like what they believe in, but holy hell, the crap that I just went through yesterday. Okay, would you guys like to hear a nice story? Let's go. Hold on, Boosh, stay there. Let me tell you, I'm getting out of town right now because I don't need this loser to rob me. Probably will rob me. Anyways. What a loser. My picker is officially like off. Something's wrong with me. Something is severely wrong when it comes to, I think people are good and then they turn out to just be some of the biggest pieces of crap. So here's the story. Basically, right, I met this Italian guy, okay? And he was hanging out with his dad and his uncle when we met. And they asked me to take a photo of them. Then they asked for me to be in the photo. And I'm used to like foreigners being that way, right? Here, let me take a picture with you. Like, it's weird. Like, when I was a young child at Disneyland, like a lot of Asian people, Korean and Japanese and Chinese, like would come and ask for me to be in their photo. Anyways, so I thought it was fun. Hello, good morning, Jose. I have your boxes in the back. I couldn't open them yet because of Mr. Italian guy that was ridiculously jealous. Okay, so this is what happened. So we're hanging out, right? I decided a while back that I'm no longer going to be like sexually active with guys. I'm just going to get to know them for at least like a while, if not like wait to be in like a committed relationship, if not like marriage, before I like fall into bed with them. However, still having fun, kissing, snuggling. I let him spend the night in my truck. You know, we were going all over the place, hanging out, right? So thank God I didn't sleep with this guy. I would have an STD 100%. His girlfriend, we have to find his girlfriend. His poor girlfriend's going to get like HPV. Anyways, seriously, we FaceTimed his girlfriend last night. Wait till we get there. This poor girl. I'll never get that look out of my head. It's like her turning like so confused. Like, wait a minute, what? Like here she is talking to her boyfriend. And then all of a sudden I snatched the phone and I'm like, hi. And she's like, huh? Oh my God. Okay, hold on. So I'm hanging out with this guy. We're going all over town. I barbecue for his family. Where do I even start? He starts to like, he's watching my videos, right? He starts to express how, you know, there's so many guys that like you and I'm competing with all these men and you know, I'm gonna hate Italian accents for like a long time. And I love Italian accents. This fucking idiot. Okay, this loser. Okay, what a loser. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull it together. I'm trying to give you some context here. So basically we go to the gym. So he's starting to like express like some like jealousy issues, right? And then one day, when I was cooking for them the day before yesterday, that's when he lost his phone. I didn't hear from him like all day and I thought like, what is going on? You know, like maybe he changed his mind and he doesn't want to hang out with me. I don't know. It's like we had plans. Anyways, I was driving and he randomly like popped up in my window, right? So he saw me on the road and he's like, well, I broke my phone. And then, so he gets in the car and I was like really thrown off, right? Like, where did you just come from? Like, I'm in the middle of a busy road in like this town, like you just popped up out of nowhere. And so I'm sweating. So he immediately, his like demeanor changes a little bit. He starts to act like a little bit weird. I was like, do you need a ride somewhere? And he's like, no, I have my family, my cousin, he's driving me, and we're gonna go to get a new cell phone. I'm like, okay. And so I pull into this like parking lot, and then his dad and I was like, would you like to have dinner with me tonight? And he's like, yeah. So I'm gonna slow down. So all of a sudden his dad and his uncle pull into the parking lot as well. I'm like, oh, he was with them. He jumped out of the car. Okay, I got it. So in that moment, when I see his family, mind you, his family, I immediately invite them to dinner. I say, would you guys like to come to a barbecue tonight? This is like your family. Him and I are talking about me visiting Italy and like da 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 da. Da 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 da. Right? This guy's trying. It's kind of a risky move. I'm starting to learn. If you don't sleep with guys, suddenly you become like a conquest, and they become obsessed with you even more. Like, I found the secret, but it's like a little dangerous. Anyways, so he is like heavily into me, right? Like, I am just, he's never met anybody like me before, and okay. So I invite his family. Immediately, this guy gets pissed off. He gets out of the car, sits in the back seat of his uncle's car, and he's pissed. And I was like, are you mad? And I'm like, are you mad? And like has a pissed off face. And later that night, he tells me like, you're attracted to my uncle. Like you want my uncle. I'm like, that's your family, dude. I invited your family to dinner, and he was mad at me. So he decides to throw a little hissy fit at the barbecue, right? Because I'm talking to his uncle. And what was it? We smoked a little bit of weed, and his uncle held the pipe and I smoked it. And he was like, this is inappropriate. You don't take weed from another man like this. Like, what are you thinking? Like, you want to fuck my uncle? And I was like, what are you doing, dude? Like, calm down. What is wrong with you? This is your family. Like typically if you're into somebody, you like their family, you enjoy their family, you give them kisses and hugs, not like that, you know what I mean? Like, you embrace them, you love them, like, at least that's my culture, right? And so I basically tell him, like, look, I think that we just have a cultural difference here. Let's just talk about it. So he starts to throw a little fit and decides to get in the car, and he's like, yeah, let's go, we're leaving. And I'm like shocked that he's leaving. I thought he would stay with me on the beach and we'd hang out more and now have some like alone time. And because we've been, I've been translating to his father that doesn't speak any English, like trying to, have conversation. Anyways, he throws a little fit because he's a little boy. Sorry, I know. I need to stop with the boys. I'm trying. I thought this one was a little different, okay? He's a little young, but whatever. Was it a full moon last night? That would make sense. Wait till I get there. Hold on. So he throws a little fit, and then finally I get his like uncle and his dad to make him like change his mind. Like, you're being crazy. I'm not hitting on your uncle because I smoked a pipe out of his hand. Like, I smoked some weed out of a pipe that he was holding, like, you freaking psychopath. So then the next day, so he stays with me. We stay in here. He slept on the ground next to Miles Davis. It was really cute. I woke up in the morning. I was like, thought he left, and then I looked down. He's like sleeping on the ground, and he's done this multiple times. You can't. This guy's tall. He's like 6'4", something. He doesn't fit in this bed back here. Anyways, I was surprised he was still there, and I looked down. I started laughing. So I said, do you have any plans today? Would you like to hang out? And he goes, yes, let's hang out. I put on like gym clothes, right? Like we're gonna go to the gym, so I put on like a t-shirt and long pants. And then we decided to take the dogs to the beach. Well, now he wants to like hang out on the beach, and as we're hanging out on the beach, I start to pick out some attractive women. I was like, oh, that girl's cute. Oh, she's cute. Like, there's so many good-looking people here in Florida. So he goes, so what, now I have to compete against the women too? Like, what's wrong with you? I start to have all kinds of accents. So he starts to get mad at me that I'm like pointing out cute girls. And I said, oh, look at that. I like her outfit. Like, they have different outfits. Like, you don't just wear bikinis. Like, some of these women have these like bikini tops. They're like long sleeves and they like knot in the middle. They're just really, really cute. And this one chick was really fit. Anyways, he gets mad at me for checking out women. We start to talk because I had this like, I read a comment, somebody saying an Italian that lives in Bosnia, red flag Morgan. So I decide to Google Bosnia and like what their political beliefs are, like how their country is run, like what do they believe in. And like, I find out that, yeah, they're mostly a Muslim country. And so I start to ask him about like the Muslim culture, and he's very into like Andrew Tate, which I admire, but I think that's like a whole movement in itself. Anyways, he believes that I start to learn more about like the Muslim culture, and he tells me, you know, that it's misconceived. Like people believe that they don't love women, but really like heaven is below women's feet, and like, and that's why, you know, we protect them and we love them and yada 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 yada. He's telling me all these things about the Muslim culture, which because I asked him, I said, are you Muslim? And he said, no, I'm Roman Catholic, but now, yeah, but he's obviously taken on the beliefs of a Muslim. Okay. So anyways, you can tell that he's very comfortable being on the beach with me in like a full outfit, pants, shirt. I was like, I would love to put a bikini on. And he was he was in his environment. Like no one was looking at me, right? So that he was finally like himself. And that's when it was like, ding, like a light bulb went off. Like, oh, he is Muslim. Like he's not Roman Catholic. Like this guy believes in like, in that. Like he liked that I was fully clothed on the beach, and yet he had his shirt off and pants on and was able to like jump in the ocean and stuff. So then later we go to the gym. We got into an argument. I don't even remember what it was about. And he got out of my car, and then I followed him because this guy's like a fighter, but I'm used to that because like I said, I followed that Italian blogger for years when I was younger because I wanted to go to Italy. And she talked all about like the culture in Italy, and they're like fiery kind of people. We get into some argument. I don't even know. We go to the gym. We end up, I was like, I need to go to the gym. I need to get ready for the day. It's been a long day. I need to pull it together. I need to take a shower, yada, yada. We go to the gym. I pull it together. Okay. Then we wrap things up. The gym. And I said, let me take you. I don't want to miss any pieces here. Let me take you to dinner. I want to take you out to dinner, and what I believe in, because my best friend's Colombian, if you invite somebody somewhere, you're the one that pays for it. I was like, let me like spoil you a little bit, take you to dinner. I know you love sushi. Let's go have a nice sushi dinner tonight. So we get all ready at the gym and we leave. Oh, that was the fight. We were fighting about Jake Paul. We were talking about boxing, and he was talking shit on Jake Paul, and I was like, dude, I think the guy's great. Everything he touches turns into success. Like this guy's he can be anything. He's an inspiration because he was a Disney star turned YouTuber turned rapper, like a singer. He has like 22 million views on his music video. He can't even sing. Like anything this guy sets out to do. Now he's boxing people and knocking them out, right? Like he's just a nonstop knocking people out. So we get into this argument about it because this is like wannabe MMA fighter, mind you. He's not a fighter yet. He's a wannabe, which he'll never be because he's 24 and you're already like kind of past your prime at that point. And so if you want to be a fighter, you want to be in the industry of like professional sports, you better start young because those little young ones come in and take the game, right? Anyways, so this wannabe MMA fighter, I have bites on my head. Oh, Sexy Laura on the Beach just texted me. Yeah, this guy got so mad that I have a friend. Okay, I wasn't allowed to be friends with this guy anymore. He like made it, you know, no more being friends with Steven. This isn't okay. So that was the fight we got into about Jake freaking Paul and me defending him. Anyways, love you, Jake. My money's always on Jake. I have a sports book and I bet on fighting, like in boxing and stuff. My money's always on Jake, and he always wins. It never fails. It double my money every time. Anyway, let's go, boy. Okay. More sand, please? Possibly. Well, I spent the night on the beach barbecuing, and then I've been letting Miles Davis into the bed. Okay, so let's get to the girlfriend. Let's get to that. FaceTiming his girlfriend of 3 years. So we get ready for dinner. We get over this Jake Paul fight, and I'm like, you know, let's just have I cried. I actually cried because he was being really mean to me, and then I just like started crying because it hurt my feelings. It was just like, look, I'm just trying to live a beautiful life, and like I care about people. You keep accusing me of like, you know, you're accusing me of so much at this point. Like I'm just this sleazy, flirty. If I talk to anyone, he would be mad. If I talk to anyone, he gets mad at me. And so it was just like exhausting. Every day was just the more and more that he was like falling for me, the more and more you talk to anyone. Like you only talk to me, you know, you only look at me, you only engage with me, you know, like, I'm your entertainment. I'm your, like, I can't, and I'm a social person. And I love YouTube, right? And I love like the industry that I'm in. I'm not a gatekeeper. I like to share my knowledge. And so I'm always running into people, especially right now that it's like a social media kind of is taking over the world, right? Like when it comes to jobs are changing. People are finding out that you know, like I found out 8 years ago, you can have a job on the internet and make money and own all of your time. And people are figuring this out and they're curious of how to do it. So I'm always like in conversations. If something sparks, like they say something and then I know something, I'm going to tell them, right? Anyways, I'm flirty because of that. You're always talking to everybody. So at this point, I'm starting to get exhausted with him, like accusing me of wanting to fuck his uncle, accusing me of just all kinds of things. And like, so I ended up crying and I was just like, you need to stop. Like, I'm not the kind of person that you think that I am. I'm like kind-hearted and I'm not trying to screw everyone. Like, I was just exhausted. And so I said, please, let's just go to dinner, have a nice time. So we get ready. He's like, please, no crying, no crying. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, okay, well, thank you. Like, just, let's go have a nice dinner. So we show up at the sushi place. First, let me show you how cute this is. And I'm glad that he left it in my car. And this is a toe ring. We went, right before we go into the sushi restaurant, there was like this place called like the hippie shop next door. And again, we had a lot in common when it came to like just a higher level of consciousness and just like, we had a lot to talk about. We had a lot in common. Anyway, so we go into this little hippie shop and we start like looking at different crystals and like fun stuff like that. And I pick out like this cute little toe ring, which I absolutely adore. And I have tennis shoes on right now. And then I pick out this for him. And I bought this for him. It was really cute. Look at, there's little baby mushrooms in here. I'm gonna put this on my website for sale. Anyways, those little baby mushrooms. Look at how cute that is. And so he said that he wanted to try mushrooms, and I have deep connection with it because microdosing mushrooms really helped me like pull myself together, like my life together, and I'm just a completely different person ever since then. And anyway, so they're important to me. Anyways, I bought these little mushrooms for him. Things are going well. At this point, I'll be honest with you. He expressed to me, I have this little thing about me. It's like a gift, also a curse. When I hang out with people, they sometimes forget that they're romantically pursuing me. Let's say it's like a man, I'm hanging out with him, especially if they're drinking alcohol. They'll forget that I'm not a friend and that I'm something more. And so they end up like, I'm like a truth serum. I don't know what it is. And I guess that's why I've always been able to be like, if I really want to hurt somebody, I can be verbally abusive because people just will tell me everything. And it's not like a manipulation tactic or anything. Like I love people wholeheartedly. And I think that they pick up on that. And so one night we were talking and he says, I want to play the question game. You ask me a question, I ask you a question. And so he'd ask me something and you have to be honest about it. So then I asked him, I said, do you have a girlfriend in Italy? And he goes, yes. And I'm like, okay, how long have you been with her? 3 years. Oh, he's like, but you know, like, I never meet somebody like you before. And then I got a little upset with him. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm a liar, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, so I knew this at this point. I was like, okay, so he has somebody else in Italy. I don't know what's going on there. I believe that if you're not married, it's still kind of free game. I don't know what your guys' thoughts. You're probably going to judge me because, yes, I did find out that he had somebody in Italy like a couple nights prior to that. But I decided to just go ahead and like forgive him and like keep hanging out with him. I wasn't sleeping with him, so I just felt like it was kind of innocent, like kisses, whatever, you know, let him choose his path. And so we go to dinner. We sit down. I order us both a sake and a Sapporo. We're sitting at the sushi bar. There's a couple sitting next to us, and then there's a sushi chef, right? Sushi chef is like a white boy. Yes, it gets better, Jess. So anyways, remember, so keep that in mind. I'm aware that there is somebody else. I'm sweating. I'm nervous. Am I sweating that much? Oh my God. Oh my God. Morgan. Okay, I'm sweating. It was a lot, you guys. I thought I was gonna have to call the police. I couldn't get this guy out of my car. I was like, you need to leave my fucking car. I'm sweating because I have a feeling that like this Muslim fucker is gonna find me and try to like kill me or like strangle me to death. Anyways, I'm getting out of Dodge. I'm getting out of town. I'm leaving town. I'm going a few hours away and I'm going to a girlfriend's house. So, a girlfriend. No, you have a girlfriend now. Okay. Oh my God. So we sit down. I'm social. This is what I do for a living. I'm social media. Like, I talk to people. I love engaging with people. So yeah, me and some Muslim do not get along because apparently if you have those beliefs, you do not talk to anybody. Nobody. You talk to nobody, okay? Oh, I'm getting hot. Okay. Somebody fart. Okay. Oh my God. We sit down. We start talking to like the couple next to us. He's watching the security camera on his phone. He obviously owns like a restaurant. So I was like, oh, you're spying on your employees. I go, yeah, that's how I got fired from a job one time. Like she saw me sneak into the owner, would just sit on her phone and watch the security camera. And she saw me, man, somebody farted. She saw me go into the back room and take like a shot of Jaeger. They had a Jägermeister machine in the storage closet. So like here I am 22 or something. I was like taking shots while I was working. So anyway, fartoni. Oh, he just wants to clean you out financially. That could have been. You never know. That was the other thing though. I checked all my accounts this morning to make sure he didn't like touch my phone and he was some kind of hacker, because he did also get drunk so he got drunk and not drunk, but he was drinking and admitted that yeah, he had a girlfriend. Then he starts to drink and he starts to forget that like we're romantically involved. And I asked him, like, one of the questions was how many people have you slept with since you've been here in America? And he just started going off. He's like, oh my goodness, I slept with this woman in Brooklyn, I don't even remember her name. And he starts laughing, and then he like catches himself. He's like, shit, like he noticed that you're talking to somebody that you're trying to sleep with, and like, oh, I'm so sorry, are you offended? Like, just like, he caught himself admitting that this guy's just like running through women, which he could. He has a great looking face and he's very tall and he's young, and so women like that type of shit. Anyways. So I start talking to the people sitting next to me because they were, yeah, I was like, so what, you have like a restaurant? He goes, yeah, they tell me the name of the restaurant. So it's a husband and wife. And then they say, yeah, the sushi chef, that's actually our son. I go, oh, that's great. Like, oh, nice to meet you. And they start to tell me like, oh, if you ever want to park your car in our parking lot of our restaurant, you're more than welcome to. You can sleep there. And like, they were just being very kind. And we talked about how long they were married and how they made it work and stuff like that. You know, just having conversation at a sushi bar. Okay. Then they say that that's his son. I go, oh, that's really cool. And they're like, so what do you do for a living? And I tell them, before they offered for me to sleep, I told them I was a YouTuber and yada, yada, yada. And that's when they said, oh, if you ever need a place to sleep in your car, like you can park in our parking lot. I was like, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. And then their son goes, yeah, I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a while. Ding. Of course, I'm immediately engaging. Like, oh, you do? What's stopping you? Like, do you need help getting started? Do you need any tips? You know? Homeboy sitting next to me, you could tell he's just like getting pissed off. I didn't really notice at this point just yet, but then it happened. So then when he says he wants to be a YouTuber, he's like, yeah, I've been wanting to like make sushi in the back of my truck. And I go, wow, what a coincidence. I'm building out a chef's kitchen in the back of my truck. Maybe we should collaborate. And I was telling him about like, if you want to get your YouTube channel started, especially right now, it's a very flooded industry. It's like a very, what do you call that? There's a lot of people in this industry, and so it's a little bit hard to get your channel to grow right now. And so I told him, your best bet would be to collab with somebody like me that already has a following, and then you can take some of that audience, and then they tell their friends, and yada yada yada, and it grows from there. It's like a bit quicker than just uploading videos. And he was saying he was having trouble with like growth or something. So I say we should collab. Bam. This guy decides he's getting up. He's leaving. He fucking bounces. I just get bailed on. We don't even order any food yet. And the couple next to me, because we're at a sushi bar. You know, when you're at a sushi bar, you're like hanging out with the people next to you. They're like, oh shoot. They're like, how long have you been with this guy? I was like, no, I just met him like, what was that, a week ago? So they're laughing. They're like, you just got ditched. I was like, oh shoot. So then some other woman sits down. I like tell her like, yeah, I take the sake. I just got ditched. Anyways, I end up like, hold on. I put my credit card down on the table. I was like, just here's my credit card. I'm not leaving. Just keep this here. I'll be right back. I need to check on this guy. I come out. He's in my truck. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I thought he left. He's in my truck. Getting to the good stuff. This guy's in my fucking truck. And I come out here Oh, I'm sorry. First, I see the passenger door open. Okay, sorry, my glasses are all crooked. I'm not taking my sunglasses off today. I see my passenger door open when I left the sushi restaurant, and so I immediately was like, "Oh my god! If you ever want to hurt me, that's how you would do it: is hurt my dogs." And so there's the secret. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Anyways, so I immediately am like, oh, because he knows how much I love my dogs. I'm like, he let my dogs out. Like, and so I run to the truck, and no, he was sitting here in the truck with the door open, petting. He loves my dogs, and he's like petting the dogs. I was like, oh my god. And so I had to catch my breath because my heart just fell to my stomach. And I was like, you're still here? He's like, well, yes, of course. And I was like, I thought you let my dogs out. He's like, I would never do this to you. And I was like, okay, well, what's the problem? So we start like talking through this. He's like, you are flirting with this sushi chef. You're flirting with him. You know, you flirt with everybody. I'm like, oh my God. So I try to explain to him, you know, you have to understand I'm passionate about this whole YouTube thing. I'm passionate about it. It's just a part of who I am. It's always been that way. It will never change. You know, that was part of my mushroom trip that I had in Memphis. Like, I was always getting down on myself that it felt like my whole life revolved around my videos. My whole life revolves around filming and like what kind of video I can make and what could this turn into, and just it never stops. And I finally got to this like aha moment that like that is because it is you. Like my parents were filming us and editing videos my whole life in the 90s when nobody was doing this. Like it's just who I am by design. And so I had this acceptance that like that your videos are you. You're not you because of your videos. They just are you. And so this is who I am. I eat, breathe, and sleep videos and content creating. It's just who I am, and I accept it and I love it. I embrace it. That's it. Anyway, so if somebody can't accept that part of me, then they can't be in my life, because that is like truly who I am. Almost to the to the core, almost like my entire being is always content, creating content, whether it be funny, whether living life and sharing my life, sharing everything. So at this point, I'm like, you know, come back inside, trying to like talk him down. Come back inside. We haven't even eaten anything yet, and he's like, no, he's being an asshole, complete asshole to me. Again, accusing me of wanting to fuck his uncle again and wanting to fuck the sushi chef now, and the girls on the beach. I want to fuck everybody. According to this guy, I am a slut and I want to fuck everybody. I'm like, okay, but I'm fucking everybody but you. So it makes a lot of sense, eh? And so I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this right now. I'm not doing this. I'm going to go have a nice dinner. I'm going to go back in there. I have my credit card in there. He's like, yeah, well, fine, I'll go. So I go back in. I continue to talk to everyone. We all start talking about this. It turns into like this big, you know, drama thing that we're all talking about at the bar. And we're all just trying to like see when this guy's going to leave, you know, like get the fuck out of here at this point. Like if you're going to leave. Don't sit in my car and like torment me, you know, make me feel guilty. So I start sharing my sake and the beer that I ordered him that he didn't engage in because he left, with the other people. So I'm like, you know, filling up this guy's beer and telling this chick that sat down next to me, drink a sake. I drink a bunch of sake. At this point, I think I drank my entire sake. So I knew I wasn't driving anywhere anytime soon, if not for the rest of the night. At this point, you know, I just fuck it. Having a good time. Come back out. Homeboy's still in my fucking truck. So at this point, I sit down inside and I say, you know what, like this isn't going to work out for me. And I basically essentially break up with him. And I just tell him like, this isn't going to work for me. If you need an Uber, I can get you an Uber. He starts to get really mad at me. He starts yelling. He's like, da 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 da. I said, look, like there's no reason for this to turn into like something angry or something like mean. We don't have to be mean to each other. I care about you. You know, like I said, like I'll always be your friend. If you ever need anything, like I'll be your friend. And oh yeah, like all your ex-boyfriends that you can call, you know, yeah, friends with all my ex-boyfriends. Cause I am, for the most part, I can typically call, I don't do malicious things to people. So I can typically call anyone that I've been involved with in the past. And like, if I need $100 or something, you know, like one time I went really broke after the IRS completely cleared out my account, and I was able to call my ex and be like, hey, can you come give me $100 so I can feed my dogs chicken, because that's all they eat? Anyway, so he drove down and took me to the store. Anyways, so he's making fun of me. Oh, I'm not going to be another one of your exes that you can call and da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, whatever. Look, here's your things. So I start like gathering his things and like putting them in his lap, trying to stay calm. And I'm like, you need to go. And he's like, you need to drive me home. And I was like, no, you can call your uncle, you can call your father, you can call an Uber, I can call you an Uber, you know, but you need to go. I'm not driving. I drink Asaki and I'm not going to get a DUI for you, you know, like, no. And so you need to go. But like, regardless, like, you need to, like, at this, I'm getting really mad because he's like, again, just accusing me of being this slutterson. And so I'm like, you need to like leave my vehicle. You need to go right now. Like, you need to get the fuck out of my car. I'm getting mad at this point because I'm trying to stay calm. And he goes, how can you just turn it off like this? How can you just, like, we had so much together. We had so much together. Oh, you just turned a switch. I was like, yeah, like, when I'm done, I don't, like Miley Cyrus said, I don't fuck dead dudes, you know? And, like, if you're dead to me, like, it's over. Like, and anyways, at this point, like, so I related with that. When my switch is turned off, it is off. I don't fuck my ex-boyfriends. I don't go back. If, like, once it's off, it's off. Like, you just can't turn it back on. I'm done. And so at that point, it was turned off. Like, you accused me of enough. I told him, like, I spent so much money. I spent all the money that I made when my channel took off on healing myself and self-love and accepting who I am and being proud of who I am and loving myself. And it's gotten me really far since then. And you're not going to be the one to destroy that. And so you have to leave. Like, you need to leave my vehicle right now. And I really do, like, there is no guy, no matter how hot you are, there's nobody that's ever going to come between me and how I feel about myself ever again. Like, no one will bring me down, and that is just it. I know who I am. I walk in my own truth. I'm not a liar. I don't cheat. I don't steal. And I love who I am, and that is it. And so you're not going to sit here and make me feel like I'm a shitty person. And so that's where I put my foot down. That's where the switch turned off. It was like, I don't give two shits how hot this guy is. You need to leave. Like, you need to leave. So then I start getting mad because he's not leaving. So I was like, you need to leave my life. Like, you need to leave my life, because he wasn't getting out of my car. I was like, get out of my life. Get out of my life. And I start like screaming because he's not leaving, right? And I'm like, and he's still just like saying nasty things about me, yelling, and so who even fucking knows. I was going. At this point, my blood was boiling. My dogs were getting a little riled up. Oh, and my adrenaline was going so hard, so crazy at this point that I don't know if I remember the exact timeline. But then I go, you have a fucking girlfriend, you know? You have a fucking girlfriend. You want to be with me so bad? How about you call her? Why don't you call her and break up with her? Let's go. So he calls the bitch. Fucking calls her. He's sitting right here, calls her, FaceTimes her. I was like, what are you doing? Because I wasn't really being serious. I'm not trying to like hurt anyone. This poor girl, she's sitting at home, 20 years old, some Italian woman, you know. I'm like, oh, no, don't actually call her. So he starts to FaceTime. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, this is how we talk to each other. We FaceTime. I was like, oh my God. So he calls. He's like, it's like 3 a.m. there. She's not going to answer the phone. Basically trying to call this guy out. Like, you think you're so in love with me? You think you want to be with me? Like, then, you know, then fucking prove it. You know, you piece of shit. Anyway, so he does. So he calls her. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, what are you doing? No. And then she doesn't answer the phone. Okay, fine. Well, he does it again. Oh, I'm sorry. Now she calls back. She calls right back. That's what it was. She calls back. He answers the phone. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, that's fine. It's a testament to his love, right? Now he's breaking up with his girlfriend. No. This fucker is sitting like this, okay? Oh, hello. And like, he starts to speak Italian, so I don't understand anything that they're saying. And it obviously, you could tell people's tone of voice, you know, like he's just being, oh, hello, baby. You know, how are you doing? It's late at night. Whatever the hell he was saying. I forgot. I filmed it so that we can translate it. Oh, I forgot. Good job, Morgan. Eat, breathe, and sleep content, baby. I turned on the camera. I have to fight 23 minutes on fucking camera in my lap. Oh, I forgot about this. We're going to be able to translate whatever the fuck he was saying to this girl. Oh, I totally forgot till now. Okay, calm down. We're going to be able to translate. He's probably saying along the lines like, oh, hello, baby. You know, how are you doing? You fucker. And I can tell his, sorry, my blood. Oh, okay. That's too exciting. Morgan, you're so good, you know? Okay. Okay, so in that moment when I realized, like, oh, no, this guy's just talking to his fucking girlfriend, I snatch the phone and I do this. And she goes, huh? And her head just does this pivot. And if I recall correctly, which we'll be able to look at the footage, I say, hello, and she said, I believe she said, who are you, in English, which she would know to speak English. I don't know if I'm going crazy, whatnot. At this point, my adrenaline was going so hardcore. I don't know if I like thought that she said that or whatnot. We have to go back and re-roll the clip, motherfucker. I believe she says, who are you? And I said, I'm Morgan, and I was about to explain myself, and this fucker grabs the phone out of my hand and goes, she's a hoe! She's a hoe! And he starts running away. This guy's calling me a hoe. She's a fucking hoe! And then speaking Italian, and then runs off into the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, excuse me. Oh my God, I smoked like 15 cigarettes last night. He runs off calling me a hoe, okay? And at this point, okay, fine, this guy's finally gone. Like, thank God, you know? No. Then he comes back after he makes whatever phone call calling me a hoe and running away. I cannot. So he comes back, and at this point, I'm like, dude, he's on my window. He's on the window, banging on the window. Morgan. I'm like, oh fuck. Again, I can't drive. Someone's farting. I just took them for a walk too. I'm like, no, this guy's not, like, at this point, obviously, he just called me a hoe and starts running away. Like, this guy's full of shit. So I lock everything up. He's at my window. Morgan. I swear I'm not making this. Morgan. I cannot. I'm reliving it. It's too funny. That's why I'm getting out of town. This guy's gonna come kill me. Excuse me. That's gross. Don't smoke cigarettes, okay? Morgan. Open the door, Morgan. Let me in, Morgan. I don't know what happened at that point. I think I opened the door. I don't know what I was doing yet. I have to like probably re-roll the clip. I was like, you need to leave. Like, you need to go. And I don't know if he was, maybe I didn't have the door locked. I think that maybe that's what happened, because I wouldn't have opened the door, because I was just like, you need to fucking go, right? This is my house. Like, get away from my house, you know? So I think he opened the door, because then I screamed, Miles Davis, and he goes, oh, really? You're going to put your dog on me? And like, and I just was making sure that he was down there, because I wasn't quite sure at this point if he ran out when he ran away and was calling me a hoe, or is it Miles Davis even in the car? We all know Miles when it comes to squirrels right now. Anyways, in that moment, I'm like, he starts to like enter my truck. I start to freak out, like, oh no, this is getting really bad. Like, you need to leave. Like, leave. I see like 5 guys leave the restaurant, and I immediately start screaming. I was like, please help me. I don't know this guy. Like, please help me. Immediately, like, maybe 2 out of the 5, good bunch of pussies, 2 out of the 5 come over and like, oh wait, hold on, you know? Typically, bystanders, which I've watched those videos, like, people just stay, they don't want to get involved. You know, there might be, people are just wussies around here. Anyways. So 2 of the 5 run over and try to help me. And then in that moment, that's when he finally left and walked towards the guys. And I don't know whatever he said to them, because then I immediately heard like, oh yeah, you just need to stay away from her. And as they were walking away, and that was finally it, I thought. Then he comes back, and I'm like, I don't even remember. I was so distraught at this point, because I thought he was going to physically harm me. And I thought he was like gone forever. And then he came back and spit on me. And then, so I'd spit on my forehead. And at that point, I like ran into my car, slammed the door, and then called his uncle. And I was like, I'm about to call the police. Like, this guy, you need to come pick up your fucking nephew and take him home now. You need, like, what is going on here? And he goes, and he starts talking. He's like, he has jealousy issues. He's got a lot of things going on. Like, there's a lot of things wrong with him, and he's not okay. And I'm like, yeah, obviously, like, you need to come pick him up. He's like, okay, where are you at? And he's like, getting my address. And then And I don't know, I was just like venting on the phone, and I was like, thank God I didn't fuck that guy. And he's like, you didn't fuck? You guys weren't sleeping together? And I was like, no. He's like, you hang out that much, you never had sex? I was like, no, thank God. Anyways, he was a little shocked by that. And then I gave him my address or where I was at, and then that was the last that I heard of them. So hopefully that saga's over. We'll see. The guy's like, I think, a drug dealer in Bosnia, and he claims that he owes like $10,000 to some drug dealers that he didn't pay back, and they might go kill his mother. He's involved in all kinds of bullshit, and I'm like, I was just sitting here, and something in my heart, you know, God talking to me was like, you need to call Jane. Jane's a subscriber of mine. I just went and visited her, or met her for the first time. She lives in Florida. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to call Jane. So I called her. I was like, hey, what's going on? And we started talking a little bit. And I was like, what are you up to? And she's like, well, tomorrow's my birthday. I was like, really? And I was supposed to go back up there to help her. She has a lot going on. You guys will meet her. Anyways, I was like, it's your birthday tomorrow? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, let's have a birthday party. So I'm going to go see Jane today. We're going to have a nice little birthday party for her. Jane's been going through a lot. And so you need a nap after that story? That's right, Slice. And so, yeah. And I think he sent me a text. I don't remember it. But I was like, you need to leave me the fuck alone, you loser. And then he hasn't written me back since then. Thank God. We'll be blocking him. Anyways, I just figured it's a good idea to like get out of this part of town. He's here for 1 more month. I don't need this fucking asshole like robbing my truck or whatever the hell he does, you know, or like finding me on the beach and like who knows, like strangling me, like this fucking weirdo. He needs to be like taken out of here. Like you need to go. Like you need to go back to Bosnia, okay? Way back to Bosnia. That shouldn't be allowed. Like do they do like background checks on people before they allow them into our country? Probably not. Oh, some biker clubs. That's a good idea, James. That's a very good idea. Because that was my go-to back in California. I lived in a Navy SEAL town. And so I had like a big group. I did business with the SEAL teams in Swick. And so when I had that asshole roommate that moved in that was like crazy, and same thing. He was from Naples. They were both from Naples. That guy was spitting on me. He was spitting on me. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh my God, remember that? Oh my God, go way back in my videos. You'll find this crazy roommate. Anyway, so I called up my Navy SEAL friends, and their plan, they were like, dude, just give us the phone call. We'll come here in the middle of the night, because he was only here to get his Social Security card. And so when I called his father that recognized me from base, and I was like, you need to come pick up your son. He goes, no, I'm sorry, but like I just met him. He's 25, I just met him. My wife doesn't allow him at the house. Like you can call authorities, do whatever you need to do with the authorities, but like I can't help. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is your son. Like come get him out of my house. Anyways, this guy was spitting, pushing me into counters. Call the cops. The cops like, sorry, we no longer arrest for minor offenses like that. And like, unless he decks you in the face, you know, no, we'll give him a citation. Anyway, so the Navy SEALs were like, you know, you just give us the call. We'll come in the middle of the night. We'll pick him up and we'll take him across to Tijuana, because I live right next to Tijuana. And he won't be able to get back in. He won't be able to get back into America. He doesn't have a passport. He was here to just like, I don't remember what he had. He was here to see his father, to get a Social Security card or something. I don't remember. Anyway, so they were going to take him over to Tijuana. And I said, no, like, it will obvious. The cops have been called so many times at this point, like, it'll be obvious that I'm the one that had him kidnapped. I'm not going to jail for kidnapping, okay? So I didn't have it happen. But needless to say, you're right. I should become friends with some bikers. I already am friends with a lot of police. But, yeah, some, like, big, intimidating guys, because you never know. So I'm getting out of Dodge. I'm going to drive a few hours away and go see my friend, celebrate her birthday, and wash myself clean of all of this. And probably roll back that footage and make a little video so we can translate, because that is too funny that I filmed it. I totally forgot. Yeah, it wasn't kidnapping, more like relocating. Yes, I do have a very good army here, Jess, that's right. And hence why, like, I do, you know, I think we should find his girlfriend. His name is Neil Di Rosa. And I'm okay with blasting people. It says this is not doxing, okay? This is not doxing. I'm not like, go hurt him. He lives in Italy, you know? But it's like a warning to anybody else that wants to get involved in my life. Like, if you think you're gonna come in here and like screw with me, you're gonna toy with me, like, no, you're not. No, you're not. If you're a piece of shit, stay away. Stay far, far away. We will be finding your girlfriend, this Rosa. Okay? We'll find that girl, that poor girl. She's gonna get HPV. That's like the worst STD you can get because it sticks with you forever. And it's super harmful towards women. She's gonna get it. That guy is a fucking loser that's fucking anybody that has like this walking on two legs. He thinks he's la creme, like he's like the best of the best. No, you're not. And guess what? We made out once and I did feel his penis through his pants. He had a huge erection, not huge. He had a tiny wiener. It's official. Tall guys have small dicks. Anyways, so, you know, I kind of felt it a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's what I would be working with if I was working with anything? Yeah, you tiny dick, tall guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was like probably this, I don't know. I feel when a guy has a full erection in his jeans, you can kind of get a good sense. It was like poking straight out. And like if you have a big dick, it typically goes to the side if you have an erection, okay? Say my first rodeo, so my first time making out with a boy and turning him on. Anyways, no, this thing was sticking straight through his pants. I was like, oh, he's got a tiny one, so I like felt it a little bit more. Like, yeah, probably about this big. Morgan, you are better than this. Morgan, stop shaming. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Let me delete that part. I'm sorry. The sound bowl breaking was a sign. I'm sorry. That's not family friendly. Anyways, so take all that back. I'm not doxing him. I'm just saying that if anybody was able to find his girlfriend, I will send her. He obviously has some story. I will send her all the freaking text messages. Like, women should know. We have to like watch out for other people because those are the ones that get hurt. You know, the ones that like have no idea what's going on. He's gonna come back from California. I keep saying California, from America, and he's going to give her something because he's fucking everybody. You know. Anyways, I'm trying. Sorry, Billy. I'm sorry. Okay. Did he feel me up? Not really. Like, I didn't let him like down my pants. I didn't let him do anything like that. Anyways, because once you go down that, it's like a slippery slope. If you start letting people like, you know, it's like, ooh. Did I ever see his ID? Yes, because he got carded at the sushi place. No more strangers. It wasn't really a stranger at this point. Anyways, there's my story. That is it. My phone's about to die. And that's it. Sorry. I'm sorry to get a little nasty there then. I'm only human, okay? I'm not perfect. I try to like hold myself to a higher standard because I'm a YouTuber. And I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, I apologize. And like, honestly, big dicks, small dicks, all dicks are great dicks, okay? Same with boobs. Big boobs, small boobs, tiny boobs, saggy boobs. It's all great. It's kind of like a go-to though. You know, it's like a go-to how to like shame someone and talk about the size of their wiener. I don't know. It's just like guys, they'll say like, you have a gaping hole, you know, like they'll say stupid shit like that, or you're old or whatever. You know, people have their go-tos to hurt and like stab you. But at the end of the day, all bodies are beautiful. And that's really is truly how I feel. And to be quite honest with you, my boyfriends with the smaller penises were better lovers than the ones with the big ones. So there's that to be said. But I think as a society as whole, for some reason, it's like a go-to for girls to be like, oh, you got a tiny wiener, or small dick vibes. Who was the girl that talked shit on Andrew Tate after he got arrested? Yeah, so. Did you love the thumbnail? Unstoppable drama, that's right. Yeah, the sound bowl I feel like was a sign. Me doing the sound bowl and then it breaking, that was pretty wild, eh? Yeah, even if you know somebody for a month, they're still strangers. And I was starting to think that, what do you guys think? What's your opinion? Leave in the comments below on this video. How long does it truly take to get to know somebody for real? I thought it was about 3 months until somebody's like core values really start to show, like you expose yourself. And then when I was talking to Eric said 6 months. He thinks it takes about 6 months. What do you guys think? You think years? Hopefully not that long. Yeah, it was bad energy for sure. I'll be staying very clear of that area for now. He has 1 more month here, which is like one of the best months here in Florida. But I'll make sure to like put the word out. I know I have, especially in this town, especially with how many times I've had the cops called on me in this new rig with people thinking I'm a vendor. Now I have like probably, I've become friends with so many police around here. And then, yeah, I have my beautiful lawyer friend that knows people. He used to be a prosecutor. Like, I know a lot of people that are a little bit higher up here in Florida. And so I'll make sure to put the word out and like send a photo and like make sure that it's known that this guy is like, he's not good, he's up to no good. And now I know why his uncle, like we had to break into his uncle's house in order for him to get his gym shoes. Now I know why his uncle locked the doors and didn't give this kid a key. Like, this guy is up to no good, and he's probably gonna steal stuff from his house. Anyways, so they need to leave. They need to go back to Bosnia, and yeah. Yeah. Watch how many people adore them. I asked that. I said, do you have any friends from the past? Because that's a pretty good saying, like, fear the man with no friends from the past. It's a hard one, because if you don't have any from the past, it could just be a simple, I'm like freaked out. It could be a simple scenario that maybe you didn't keep in touch with people, because I've done that a lot, where I just like, yeah, I tend to give all my attention to people that need me, and the ones that are really good and don't need anything from me, I tend to ignore, and it's like a bad quality of mine. However, I have friends from the past. And so there is this saying, like, yeah, if you have no friends from the past, like, you probably have done some fucked up things, you know? Yeah, I went around to see if he stole anything. I have my laptops and my firearm and my welder, and so... Anyways, I love you guys. There's a reason why they call it engaged. Get the time to know the person. Yeah, I think my picker is officially off, you guys. Like, there's something wrong with me when it comes to the guys that I choose to get involved with. Like, I don't know what's wrong, but, or maybe just like majority are pieces of crap, and like then you find like, you know, a dime a dozen, I guess, you know. I just want genuine interactions in my life. It makes me sad, you know. It's like, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep finding these people that, like, not only are they not good, but like they're really bad, you know? Liars, just liars. It's like everybody's just a goddamn liar these days, and it's sad. Anyways, I think I'm a little, after that experience, you know, I feel in my heart like it's time to just slow it down. And when it comes to the dating scene, I think I'm a little jaded at this point. I'm like done. I'm gonna focus on other things, and maybe that's exactly what I needed. Maybe that's why God put that in her, you know, smoke cigarettes or smoke pot, and like he was a fighter, right, or aspiring fighter, and he claimed he didn't drink. Yet every time we were out, like, this guy wanted to go not only buy like a beer, but like a 12-pack, and I'd have to have him go put the 12-pack back. I'm like, here, if you want to have a drink, like, here, just try an IPA. You don't need to drink a whole 12-pack of Coronas. Yeah, definitely put it in God's hands. And like, yeah, again, it's a lesson or a blessing. And I think that was a huge distraction for me. And the amount that he did, like, he claimed he didn't smoke cigarettes, yet he was always smoking cigarettes, and like claimed he didn't drink, but he was always drinking. And I don't need to be around that. So I'm much better off without it. And yeah, hence why I like smoked, you know. I don't like to blame why I do things on other people, but yeah, last night was super stressful, and I don't know, I just don't need that in my life. Because yeah, then I smoked, like, I was just so taken aback by it all that I sat in the parking lot and I just listened to some music, and I wasn't gonna drive anywhere because again, I drank that sake. So and I just stayed up in case a cop came and was like, why are you still parked here? I was just awake and smoking cigarettes and listening to music. So I'm a little tired. But yes, slow it down and carry a gun. Absolutely. So I'm back at that place where, like, yeah, there's no paraphernalia in my car, so I can have my gun on me. There's no weed in my car. There's nothing illegal going on. Because he had weed on him, so I had my gun in the storage unit. But I went and picked that up, and trying to keep it, you know, play it by the, like, follow the law, do everything properly. I'm trying my hardest. Like I said, I've continued to talk to cops. They told me exactly what I need to do in order to legally carry a gun in my vehicle, and so I'm following all those laws, have everything in place. And it's sad. I'm trying not to be sad. I'm not sad because it was just too funny. The whole, like, she's a hoe! Like, I just laugh every time I, like, replay that in my head. But it definitely can get a little bit sad to think, like, you think you have such a strong connection with somebody, and then they turn out to just be such a loser. And it's like, oh, darn, you know? So Okay, well, I love you all so much, and yes, I'll definitely be showing the content of I can't wait. The moment my phone's about to die too. The moment I turn this off, it might not be a bad idea to go north for a little while because I'm just so covered in bug bites, and now I have more. I found out that if you're near mangroves, that's where the mosquitoes are, and like all my favorite beaches are just covered in mangroves, and so I'm just getting eaten alive. And so maybe north, and it's really cold today, really windy. I'm gonna go do some laundry. I'm gonna wash the whole car. I like to do that about every 3 to 5 days, just like wash everything. So I took off all the bedding, and I'm gonna stop sweating. I'm gonna change my shirt. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And yeah, I'm gonna listen to some good music today. I'm gonna go see Jane, and we're gonna have a birthday party. So I love you all. Stay safe. Glad you enjoyed the story. Yeah, stay safe out there, okay? Be careful. Be careful with these foreigners coming in here. And yeah, be careful. And always pray. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next live stream. I'm live streaming every other day. I start at 11. Today's the every other day, so I might go live again today. We'll find out, but it's typically every other day. I start at 11. That is the schedule, and then we go from there. So have a beautiful rest. Is it Saturday? Have a beautiful Saturday, you guys. Make sure to drink lots of water, and go out there and live your beautiful life, you know? Everything's fleeting, and time is flying by, right? Like, it's just flying by. So go out there and have a beautiful day today. Try not to be on your phone too much, but thank you for joining me on this video. Hope I entertained you. Hope I made you laugh, and hope I made you a little bit aware that you gotta be careful out there, okay? Okay, folks? Be careful out there. Be careful who you kissing. Be careful who you're, like, you know, sleeping with. Man, if I've learned anything, it's gonna take a lot for me to sleep with the next guy. A little, but then also, I'll be honest with you, a little part of me was like, man, you know, like, so what a waste of time and energy and money. Even though he was kind, like he wanted to be the big guy, so he didn't really let me open my wallet much, which was great. So at least I didn't waste a bunch of money, but what a waste of time. And it's like, and I didn't even get laid. So it's a little part of me is like, I don't know. But I don't have an STD, so I love you all. See you in the next live.